Your minarchy. No, seriously, I'm just kidding. Hi, my name's Rick Robinson. I am the general manager of KLRNradio.com. We are probably the largest independent podcast network that you've never heard of. We have a little bit of everything, and by that, what I mean to tell you is we have news, pop culture, special events, conspiratainment, true crime, mental health shows, drama productions, and pretty much everything in between. So if you're looking for a new podcast home to grab a little bit of everything that you love all in one place, come check us out. You can find us on X under @KLRNradio. You can find us on our Rumble and our YouTube channels under the same names. You can also find us at KLRNradio.com and pretty much every podcast catcher known to man. So again, feel free to come check us out anytime you like at KLRNradio.
Remember when entertainment was actually entertaining? When comedy was about being funny, movies were about telling great stories, and you didn't need a political lecture every time you hit play. Great entertainment still exists, it's just getting harder to find. Even the biggest streaming platforms leave audiences disappointed. That's why there's Studio TST, pure entertainment, real comedy, independent films, bold creators, movies, comedy, music, and more, and the home of fearless sketch comedy. That show tonight, entertainment the way you want it. Funny, creative, unapologetic, and agenda-free. Studio TST, the future of entertainment starts here. Join Studio TST today for just $5 a month.
Hi, everyone. This is JJ, the co-founder of Good Pods. If you haven't heard of it yet, Good Pods is like Goodreads or Instagram, but for podcasts. It's new, it's social, it's different, and it's growing really fast. There are more than 2 million podcasts, and we know that it is impossible to figure out what to listen to. On Good Pods, you follow your friends and podcasters to see what they like. That is the #1 way to discover new shows and episodes. You can find Good Pods on the web or download the app. Happy listening.
KLRN Radio has advertising rates available. We have rates to fit almost any budget. Contact us at advertising@klrnradio.com.
The following program contains coarse language and adult themes. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of He Said, She Said. I am one of your hosts for this evening, Aggie, and with me is the very awesome Rowdy Rick. How are you doing tonight?
Nah, she's the only host here that matters. How you doing, Aggie? How's things?
Things are good. Things are good. For the most part, I'll just say it that way. I'm very sore today. I'm very sore. I was an idiot because our heat index was 107. That was, it felt like 107. And of course, with the humidity, it was awful. But I worked outside today. I've been working on this, restoring an old desk and trying to restore a small side table that I found that I collect the Lena Claim series of tables, and I found one whose size and shape I didn't have. So I had to have it. It was painted completely in some horrific brown paint. I don't think it was latex because it took me 5 tries with paint stripper to get this off. And I finally had to go get the big guns. I got the Jasco epoxy stripper, and that finally managed to cut through most of it. So but it was a tough day for me. I think I lost about 10 pounds of water weight.
That's a lot of water weight, yo.
I know. It was it was a good day as far as getting stuff done. That I put myself to uh, I told myself I needed to get this done. I need to get it done because I just don't have. I'm constantly either sitting at the couch to write my letters or sitting at the kitchen table, and then I leave a mess everywhere. I want a dedicated space so that I can do all my correspondence. And this is what I have a desk. I have a spot. I just need to marry the two and finally move all my shit there.
So, why haven't you done that yet?
Uh, because it has been a little topsy-turvy, what with the whole of having to deal with the situation with my bathroom, and everything is everywhere, and I can't. Just can't.
But why not, Aggie?
I don't know.
I don't know.
So how are
Oh,
you?
so I don't know. Your week sounds a lot like my week. So I thought, hey. So my original plan, because I tried to measure the desk in the store and stuff, and it was like, oh, this should be big enough that I can actually put both computers on it and just have one on one side of the desk for when I'm working on certain stuff, and keep the other machine as the broadcast machine. And yeah, that plan didn't work because when the desk got delivered, which was the same one that I wanted, but they didn't have any available in the store, when we put it together, it's about maybe half the size I thought it was going to be. So, good news, bad news. That means I've spent the last, well, since Monday, basically trying to get this new machine whipped into shape. But the upside is, even though it's been a pain in my butt and I'm only about 85% done, since I now have Windows 11, when I went to go plug in my board, it found updates. And now my board can do all kinds of cool things that it wasn't able to do before. The only reason it's not set up yet is after troubleshooting it for 2 days, I finally realized, hey, I bet you part of the reason this isn't working is because this is a stupid USB C. And I bought a USB C adapter so it would plug into my computer. So I guarantee you it's not connected enough or connected strongly enough for the data transfer for the new app
So
to find the board. Because I kept trying to, there's like this whole virtual thing that I tried to set up, and it kept saying no roadcaster detected. So I went through and pulled up my little AI widget that I've been building for all these different things that I work on, and we started troubleshooting it. And I finally, after like 2 days, I was like, huh, I wonder. And it's like, what? I said, would the adapter that I'm using to connect to the back of the computer stop that? And it was like, yes. Why didn't you tell me that 2 days ago? Yes, my AI is as smart ass as I am now. Because, yeah, we had been troubleshooting this for like 2 solid days, and it's like, why is it not working? So we started, and then it's like, you need a USB A to USB C data cable. And once you get that, I'm pretty sure this will fix it. Dumbass.
I believe you. I completely believe you.
He's like, right now he's speaking Greek. Well, I'm just gonna.
I all of this technical jargon. I'm like, it's completely above my pay grade. Although I'll be honest, if it were happening on my computer, I'd be like figuring it out as well. It's just that I don't know the terminology. I know what to do. I just don't know the terminology. Sounds weird, but it's true.
If you're talking about the comment that's right there in the top right hand corner, that's because MD doesn't like the X chat since it went weird, so he chats on YouTube now. So that's why you're not seeing.
Oh no, yeah, but I was talking about my comments on the KLRN feed. None of those are showing up here. So
You're
that's what
you're probably being censored because the X chat's gotten
Bit and myself are being censored because we're the ones in the chat. But
yeah, I
that's
hadn't
all
popped
right.
in there yet, but yeah, it's probably they keep making changes to how the back end on all this stuff works. Jeff and I are working together to get it to the point where we can just put the feeds from our own accounts onto the website again, since he's figured out how to integrate a chat again. So we're about to just, because with what we're planning on doing, we can have up to 1,000 people watching at the same time. So that should be more than enough for right now.
Yeah, that's
And then
a lot.
people can chat again without going, why are you not seeing what I'm saying to you? And I'm like, I don't know. It's not working.
I don't know. I'm glad that most of the issues that you've had with your whole system have been resolved, that you have finally managed to at least get most of it done. I know a few little tweaks you have to do here and there, but that's about it. right?
Oh no. So this is the easy part. I'm also building an entire AI assistant that I'm slowly putting together piece by piece. That's when the real fun's going to start. So, but I got to get this working first so then I can run it through its setup and integration points for the new folks when I start saying, "Hey, here's an app. We'll help you set all this up." And that way I know it knows what it's doing. But yeah, so that's the other thing I've been working on. But yeah, weird. Even my chats aren't showing up from there. And all I said was, "Hey guys."
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah,
it's
I know.
broken, man. It's
It's
broken,
not
man.
us. It's X. It's not us. It's X. So or
X is
whatever.
retarded. Sorry. You guys can go pop over into the YouTube channel if you really want to chat. Otherwise, we'll just try to keep up. I'll just pop it out in a separate window so I can keep up better. But it's weird
I,
because it was working this morning. I don't know why it's not
I
now.
have a confession to make.
What?
I don't have a YouTube account.
Well, this is surprising to no one.
I know. I'm a Luddite.
I mean, you said it, and I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
I
saying,
should have the shirt too. I should have the shirt too. But anyway,
you can't. You can't. Luddites wouldn't have anything to print stuff on that like a shirt. That wouldn't work.
yeah,
It would be an
good point.
anachronism. Saying,
There's a shock. So yeah, so today's topic was actually inspired, believe it or not, um, by I pulled up YouTube. No, I don't have an account. I can just listen to YouTube if I want to, right? And I was looking for a specific song, and I found it, and I was listening to it. And you know how YouTube will play everything that was in your history?
yeah.
So I just let it play because I just figured most of the songs that I looked up were, you know, stuff I liked anyway. So I let it play. And one of the songs came up, and I had this flood of emotion just hit me like a wave hitting a seawall. I mean, it was just wham, right? And I was like, the last time I heard this song, I had a really, I was at a really low point, and it helped me. It helped me rise above that and put my life in perspective, my, everything back into the perspective that I needed it to be in order to move forward. So that's where the inspiration came from, because it did help me heal from that point. And just listening, and a lot of people don't know, but music has the power to heal. A lot of people will tell you the same thing, and it's not necessarily a religious thing. It's just there's something about music that stirs people all the way inside and suffuses them with great joy or great sadness or whatever. But it does touch people in different ways. So I thought it'd be kind of neat to talk about the songs that have helped us to heal, have helped us to move forward from points that were not our best, not our highest, not our, that kind of thing.
I get it. Yeah, I mean, like I was saying in the green room, music's always kind of been a big deal for me. I have really eclectic music taste. Most of the stuff that's made me heal, though, is just I don't know. Sometimes it depends on what I'm processing because a lot of times, like everybody used to make fun of me when I was like maybe 11, 12 years old because I put together a mix for when I wanted to go jogging, and it was stuff from Top Gun, Iron Eagle, and Rocky.
Nice.
Was all the really cool songs that I liked, and then anytime I was frustrated about anything, this is before, I was wobbly and fat and gimp. I used to go run 3, 4, 5 miles, and I would feel better. I miss being able to do that. I liked being able to run when it didn't hurt to do it.
Yeah, I was never at that point. I never ran unless something was chasing me. That was the deal. So
Oh, dude, the endorphin rush I used to get from running was amazing, and
So that's
then
kind of like what I get when I'm restoring furniture. I get this endorphin, thing. That's why I kept going, even though my arm was killing me from all the stripping and brushing and sanding and staining and stuff. But
yeah, no, I mean, and yeah, I mean, there are different things. Like Al and I were talking today, and he's all as you know from one of the groups that we're in, he's back to doing live performances again. He's like, I am completely jazzed about this, man, and I'm like, that's awesome. I mean, it's just, different things that you really, really enjoy to do. And it's one of the things that I've been telling everybody ever since I started doing this, even back when it was just a hobby, was, even if it's just a few minutes a day, find something that you absolutely love to do and make time for it, because otherwise you're going to just slowly die on the inside.
yes, and that is excellent advice. I tell that to a lot of people. I tell that to my kids. And it doesn't have to be, I mean, it doesn't have to be life altering or life changing. It's just something that you like doing. I mean, anything is fine. Playing with a yo-yo, if that brings you joy, do that for 5 or 10 minutes, and you would be amazed at the change in your attitude, the change in your posture. I mean, it's weird, but it's true. I will sit down to um, you know, do my rock painting or whatever, and I feel myself, straighten it up, and my shoulders go back and everything and all that stuff because I'm happy. It's giving me this joy. I can't explain it, but it's true. Find something that makes you happy at least once a day. Take time to do that one thing. Take time to read, take time to sing, take time to take a walk outside. You don't even have to go very far. Just go around the driveway. Doesn't matter. Just go outside, touch the grass, literally. You'd be surprised at how therapeutic that really is. I mean, I know that online it's like, oh, dude, you need to go outside and touch grass, and you're saying that in a sarcastic way, and meaning that these people are like so high strung. But no, it's true. Literally touching grass makes you feel better.
Yeah, I
There
mean,
was
well, I mean,
no light
well, there's
detected there.
there's a process called grounding. So especially if you're going to touch grass, make sure you're somewhere where it's a clean, clear space, and take your socks and shoes off and do it for like 10 or 15 minutes because it's awesome for you. Just
You
saying.
know what was funny? You remember the movie in Die Hard where the guy tells him, the trick is
Yeah,
to take off your shoes and do fists on the carpet with your toes.
yeah.
That actually works.
Oh, I know. Been there, done that.
I know
Uh,
it's hilarious, but it's true. But anyway,
so before we get into our selections, I saw this and wanted to bring it up because it's not always just music that makes you feel absolutely amazing. Sometimes you see the funniest clip put to music and you're dying for like 20 minutes. And this is an example of that right here.
I can never lie, running for my life. I will not want you. I commit like a wrecking ball. I never hit so hard in love. All I wanted break your walls. All you ever did was.
oh my
So
goodness.
Laura posted that the other day.
Oh goodness. That is funny. He did
And was
commit
lagging
like a
out on.
wrecking ball.
But Laura posted that the other day. And the thing that was amazing to me, and the reason I watched it like 14 times, is I'm watching this squirrel start spinning around. Next thing I know, the squirrel looks like it's putting on a trapeze act. It's like stretching out and doing the whole spinny twirly thing like the trapeze artists do. And I'm like, is this intentional? Because this seems weird.
I had to be very creative with where I put my bird feeders because of there's a little hostile squirrel here. She's I'm not being racist. She's literally a black squirrel, and she's the only black squirrel here. And she's melanistic or something, but she's mean. Also, not being racist, but she's mean. I was
I
outside
mean, come
and
on. She's a black
Brad
squirrel. She's a black squirrel. She's from the squirrel hood. She got to be mean. Come on now. You said you
I
were.
was
You
I
said
was
you
on the
weren't being
phone one
racist. I
day.
never said I wouldn't.
No, I'm not even joking here. You can ask Brad because he will corroborate my story. I was on the phone with him one day. We were going over notes for our podcast, and I was sitting outside because it was a really nice morning. And so I'm sitting there. All of a sudden, I something hits my head, and I'm like, oh. And I look down, and there's like tree debris, and I'm like, I wonder where that came from. I didn't think anything of it. I just kept talking to Brad or whatever. And all of a sudden, it did again. So I'm looking around, and I look up, and there's this black squirrel. She's throwing things at me. She's throwing things at me. She's mad that I'm outside in this area because she feels it's hers, even though it's my deck, it's my house, it's mine. But no, she's like, "You're in my turf, lady," and I just watched her while I was talking to Brad, and sure enough, she went and threw something at me, and I told Brad, "It's like she's throwing things at me." I went inside. I got my husband. It's like, "This bitch is throwing things at me." And my husband's like, "Yeah, that's not happening." I was like, "Okay, just sit there, just watch." So I kept talking to Brad and everything, and my husband's watching. And sure enough, she came back and she saw us and she started throwing things. So I had to get very creative because I was not going to give her the satisfaction of giving her bird food. And I had to move them underneath the eave, and she now cannot access them. So I feel vindicated a little bit.
Vindication.
But she's mean. She's very mean. And of course my husband loves her because she's like unique and everything. And I'm like, "Can we just get rid of her?" And he's like, "Absolutely not. She's so beautiful." And I'm like, Medusa was gorgeous too. I'm just saying.
I mean, I don't know if Aggie qualifies as a cracker, but sure. I mean, I do, but I don't think Aggie does. I'm just like,
I was just I leave her alone, she leaves me alone. But if I happen to sit out there and she happens to be in that tree, she will throw things at me. She doesn't like me. And I am a
nice.
very likable person, damn it.
You are. Squirrel
Kidding,
doesn't know
yeah.
what she's missing. Squirrel doesn't know what she's missing.
Anyway, moving along.
All right, hang on. I got one more. This is for MD before we get into art.
My little pony, my little pony. What will today's adventure be?
I hope you're inspired, MD, because my ears are bleeding.
My eyes are bleeding. Look at the album. Oh my God.
Right? But yeah, I had to do that. Anyway, I feel better now, kind of.
So I guess we should get into the
Yeah.
whole
Sure.
reason for being tonight.
The raison d'etre for the show.
Raison d'etre. Yeah, this is true. No, I just like I said, I was inspired because I did happen to hear this one song. And to give you some background, I had a friendship dissolve. And to this day I don't know why. I was never told, I was never informed that I had transgressed or done something. It just it just they just stopped talking to me. And any attempt for me reaching out was met with complete silence, even though I know they're still around. They talk to other friends of mine and everything. I'm just not a friend to them anymore, and I've never been told why or anything. But it was a good, long, solid friendship. We had known each other for years, and I started questioning myself. I started questioning, what did I do wrong? What did I do that was bad, that hurt somebody else? What did I do? How can I fix myself? And then I heard this song, and this song came out like early 2000s. I want to say it was 2003 or so, but it happened to come on the radio, um, and it made me realize that no, I don't think I did anything wrong. At least I couldn't think of anything wrong that I did. I tried to repair whatever it was that was broken. It was them who actually were broken, not me. And that song helped me to realize that I have to come to terms with the things that I've done that are bad, but also realize that sometimes I'm not the one doing the bad things. So um, the song was it's well known. It's called "Love's Divine" by Seal, and it's a beautiful song. It's really about the differences, the different types of love that there are out there, and how. And one of the parts in the video that you're watching is how this woman comes to realize that she needs to accept herself for who she is. She's apparently a cancer survivor, and she's wearing a wig, and she's staring in the mirror, and she straightens up and takes off the wig and walks out, thinking people are going to make fun of me, but nobody notices. They just look at her and they just move on. And then that's when she realizes that it was her issue all along.
Yeah, I cheated today. We're just doing audio, not video. But anyway, here's a little bit of the one she's talking about in case you haven't heard it before. Maybe if I can make it work.
Then the rainstorm came over me. And I felt my spirit break. I had lost all of my belief, you see, and realized my mistake. But time threw a prayer.
So I gotta say, he's not somebody I usually listen to that often, but when I do listen, I'm always reminded of what a great set of pipes dude has.
He is a fabulous thing. I think one of the funniest things is that all of his albums are named Seal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's like it's Seal 7, Seal 9. It's just
Because he's trying
he's not.
to keep up with the whole Rocky thing.
Well, I think in a way it's like, well, it's easier than coming up with an album title. It's right there, name, number. Move on. But but every so often I will actually pull it up on YouTube or Spotify or wherever I'm at, and I'll listen to it, and it helps to reground me, especially if I'm going through a conflict, say with one of my sisters, if I'm having an issue with one of my kids and they're not paying attention to anything I'm saying, that kind of thing. Because that happens a lot in families.
No way. No. I don't know what you're talking about.
But the last time that I actually pulled it up for the express purpose of helping me to ground myself again, I had been in a argument with one of my sisters about something that I can't even recall, but she was extremely angry at me, and it just, the more everything was in caps lock, and she wasn't, I tried calling her. She said, I don't want to even hear what you have to say, blah, 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 and all that stuff. And I had to actually take a break from trying to fix that and just recenter myself, just reorient, where is it that I need to work on this? And I listened to that song a couple of times, and then I sent her a message and I said, we need to discuss this, and we can't do it while we're angry. And honestly, I'm not angry at you anymore. I just want to resolve this. And I swear to God, it only took 10 minutes and we were back to being fine. And it was the anger that was actually holding us back. Anger, and I can't even tell you what the argument was about. I can't. I don't even remember. And I remember almost everything, but that's how inconsequential the whole argument was. It just got blown out of proportion. So this is a song that does help me to reorient myself. It has helped me heal a lot. And it's one of my favorite songs on this planet. I never get tired of it.
I mean, it's definitely a mellow song. I'm gonna have to add that to my when I can't sleep playlist because it actually I like got mellow like real quick, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, and I don't want to sound like a Debbie Downer, but okay, it's it does become a happily ever after song. Okay, so for those of you who are wondering, yeah, it ends well.
Are you sure? Just kidding.
Okay, your turn.
Yeah, give me just a sec. I'm just finishing up. I realized I hadn't promoted yet, so I'm pushing this out real quick. But yeah, so mine, I have noticed I have a pattern. A lot of mine involve breakups.
Oh wow.
So
Okay.
this was one of my favorite songs from one of the last times I got kind of sort of broken up with, and it got stuck in my head for a while. So it's an older song. A lot of mine are, but that's okay. I'm not gonna play the whole thing because reasons. Because we do still have music licensing, but YouTube still gets cranky, so we're not gonna play the whole thing. But here is a little bit of this one. This is by Snow Patrol, and it's Chasing Cars.
If I just lay here, would you lie with me and just forget the world? Forget what we're told before we get too old. Show me a garden that's bursting into life. Let's waste time chasing.
I've also noticed a lot of the songs that help me feel better are usually the ones I learned to sing. So that's probably why too.
Oh yeah, no, I'm sure that expressing the song out is very cathartic. That makes
Yeah, I
sense.
just trust it's like it like the songs like the title says, music that heals us because it's cheaper than therapy. And the scariest thing for me because I've always been the one that people come to for couch time, so to speak. Even though I've had some training in it, but even before I ever did. But so after my second divorce, I actually did take advantage of some therapy until like the seventh session when I realized that this person's just telling me all the same things that I tell everybody else when they come to me for advice. So it's not really working. But yeah, so music kind of became my thing. And actually somebody who was hanging around with me after my divorce, who's been hanging around a little bit more lately, started finally. They were like, you used to just like sing all the time around your house. I noticed you don't really do that anymore. I was like, yeah, it's because I'm working all the time now. But that, and I've been up until the last month or so, I've been sick for like 3 months, so it's been kind of hard to sing. But which probably didn't help my whole mindset either, because I do like to sing to get rid of stress. So, but
Yep, yep. And the more you do it, the more you sing, the better you feel. So even a heartbreaking song, it still makes me feel good. I don't care. I mean,
But
every
anyway,
so often I'll be dusting, cleaning or something, and I'll start singing Kathy by Kate Bush, which is about Wuthering Heights. And we all know how that book ends. We know how I feel about that book. And I love singing it. It makes me feel great.
funny thing about Kate Bush is all the kids know who she is now because of not Needful Things. What the hell was that one
Well,
Netflix series? Stranger Things.
Stranger Things. Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in the last 2 seasons, one of her songs was played repeatedly, so all the kids know who Kate Bush is now,
Yep,
just from that
running up
one
that
song.
hill. So everybody's like, "Oh, I love this new chick, Kate Bush," and I'm like, "Oh my god, oh my
Dude.
god." The last
Well, I
time that
mean,
happened was Queen with, Wayne's World, and I told you that story. Those 2 kids coming in. Do y'all have that new group, CDs by that new group called Queen? And I was like, "Oh my god, oh my
you're like,
god."
"Stop it."
Freddie Mercury had been dead for like a year and a half, y'all, so
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was kinda more rare back then, but this generation seems to think they're reinventing everything, so I'm not really surprised they think Kate Bush is new. They think Roommates is a new concept, so just saying. Just saying. I read an article where they had named it something else, and it was like some big, long, complicated name, and then Stacy was still writing for PJ Media, so she wrote a whole article about the piece explaining how Gen Z has been so silver spoonish that they've just now had to reinvent the concept of roommates because the economy's not so great.
Mhm.
I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. They're reinventing wheels left and right. Seems like that's what I've seen.
Another one that just floored me was when I saw an article where somebody, and this was again, older, younger millennial, older Gen Z, and they put out an article about how they were going to save the world by powering ships with wind. I'm like, you just reinvented the sail.
Yeah, I was like, "What?" It's like a sailboat, right? I thought they were punking us. I honestly thought when I saw that, I was like, "Is this the bee?
I kept
Is
waiting
this
for
the Babylon Bee?"
I kept waiting for Ashton Kutcher to pop out in there somewhere and be like, "Yeah, give me one." Yeah, something, but no, it never happened. Never happened.
Nope. Nope.
Never happened.
Alright, so I guess it's my turn, right?
Yep. Your turn.
Well, this song was kind of a surprise because when I tell you who sings it, you'll be like, "Huh?" But they actually had this ballad, um, a whi well, several years back. My late brother-in-law was a big fan of Queensryche. Would he literally flew to other states to go attend their concerts, would attend the concert and fly right back. This guy was a nut. When he was stationed in Germany and Queensryche was over there, he followed them on tour. He got to meet them, he got to hang out, VIP and everything. He was a big fan. And one day we were joking around about the fact I had Camilo Sesto going on in the kitchen, and for those of you not who don't know who he was a Spanish singer, um, very popular in Latin America and Spain, Puerto Rico, in Mexico, you name it. Contemporary of Julio Iglesias. Let's just put it that way. And so he's making fun of my music and everything. I said, "Look, I am not here for Queensryche, blah 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 blah." Even though I like Queensryche too, I just didn't feel like Queensryche when I was cooking. And he's like, "Oh, you would love this one." And so he pulls it up, and I started listening to it, and I fell in love with the song. And to this day, I connect that song with him. Um, and it was just when he suffered an aneurysm under, I will say, mysterious circumstances, and passed away 3 months after he retired from the military. And when I went to visit him at the hospital on those rare occasions I was allowed to be in the room with him, I would pull it up so that he could hear. And the song is called Silent Lucidity. And it is, for me, the bridge between the two of us. Yes, he's my brother-in-law, but he always treated me more like his sister than he treated his own sister. So for me, he was a big brother I never had because I was the oldest one in my family. His passing was very difficult for my kids and my husband. And I had to, you know, buffet it because they needed somebody to, you know, to lean on. And it just made sense for it to be me. So for about 3 months after his passing, I didn't do anything. And again, I'm in the kitchen and the radio's on or whatever, and that song comes on. And I was holding a glass in my hand and I threw it up against the wall. My husband comes running. What happened? I said, I broke a glass. And he looks at it, it's like, the glass is a full 15 feet away from you. How did you break it? I said, I threw it against the wall. And you could see the dent on the wall. And he was like, why? And then he heard the song. And then he understood. All of that emotion that I had to keep to myself finally let go. Y'all, I don't break things. I stab things, but I don't break things. Okay. So it was kind of a big deal. It kind of alarmed my family that I could do that. But that was the only release that I've had ever since, his passing. And, you know, my kids talked to me about it. My husband talked to me about it. And they kept checking up on me. But every time that song comes on, I now have this sense of peace, knowing that he is in a better place. He is, I'm going to say it here because I know she's not listening, away from his wife. Um, she is not my
Shots
favorite person in the world.
fired.
Oh no, to tell you how bad she is, when he suffered his aneurysm and she was in control of his Facebook, she blocked his entire family from his Facebook,
Holy
so we could
crap.
not see updates. This
Wow.
it was a bad situation. It really was, which is why when I was allowed in his room, it wasn't the hospital staff that was keeping me from the room. It was her. Um, she did not like me at all. She absolutely loathed me, and she told one of the people that worked with my brother-in-law that she hoped that something bad would happen to me so that my memory could be erased and she wouldn't have to deal with it. Those were her words. So yeah, there's no love lost between the two of us. I wish her well. But that song always reminds me of my brother-in-law and how he was always making fun of me and my music choices. And so it has helped me at least heal from the loss of that brother in my life.
Hey, MD, can I just say I want to be you when I grow up?
I know, me too.
He's all like talking about all the concerts. He's like, I just went to this
He's going
concert,
to
or
this,
about to go to this
place,
concert, and I'm
over
like,
there.
I got 2 words for you, buddy. One rhymes with truck, and the other's a baby sheep. Just saying. But yeah, without further ado, here is the song he's been talking about. And I'll be honest, I know this song, but had no idea which one it was until it started playing. And I love this song too. So
It is. It's a great song. And the
Hush now, don't you cry. Wipe away the teardrop from your eye. You're lying safe in bed. It was all a bad dream spinning in your head.
I guess let me rephrase what I said, because I recognize the title of the song. It's just since I've only ever really heard it on the radio, I never noticed them say that it was Queensryche anytime I've heard it come
Oh
on.
no, it is. And if you watch the video, you see him standing there, and the light is shining on his face. You don't realize he's wearing a straitjacket. It is a profound video. It is really cool, but I love the message of the song. Uh, it's just for me evoking that whole stage between dream and reality, and all that. It's really cool, and it reminds me of my brother-in-law, and how he was so fanatical of Queen's Reich.
Yeah.
And it was funny because the other day, as y'all know, I'm having my bathroom redone and everything, so I just decided to like tackle all of these things that I just put away and forgotten about or whatever, and I just needed to like weed stuff out and donate and whatever. I found one of his Queen's Reich shirts, and my husband was over the moon. He was like, "I can't believe he left us behind. This is so cool. He has something of his brothers." When I tell you that she prevented everyone from having something of his brothers, I'm not exaggerating. To the point where she had his remains cremated, even though he was an organ donor, and there was the registry had arranged for his lungs to go to a patient in the same hospital that had been waiting for lungs, and she said absolutely not, and she had him cremated before they could harvest anything. She was very jealous of him and refused to allow anybody to have anything of his at all. So finding that shirt, my husband was like beyond happy. He was like, he took a picture, sent it to his twin brother and to his sister, and they were like, "Oh, I can't believe you have one of his shirts." It was hilarious. But at least there's something of his here.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Now, how about you? What's next for you?
Okay, so Aggie knows the story on this one. This is a song that I absolutely hated, but one of my longtime, pretty much very first listeners that ever hung out in the chat room started asking us to play it as bumper music. And the weirdest thing about this, right, and I'll play the song in a minute, is, as some of you know, I have been busting hump to try to get all this over the hill for the last 5.5 years. A couple different things broke loose that I'm going to start talking about and promoting here in the next few weeks that have actually put some money back in the coffers. So interesting little side note. I'm driving around, making sure that paperwork's where it needs to go, getting the new accounts opened, all the different things that I needed to do. So the day I'm putting ink on paper, this song comes on the radio. The day that the money hits my account, the song comes on the radio.
You're kidding.
No, I am not.
Oh my goodness. You know who's responsible.
Yeah, that's pretty sure that's what he was trying to tell me. It's like, don't get too big. Don't get your head too big, mister. This is because I'm up here rooting for you, sir. But yeah, so that is this one right here. And I have never told anybody this but Aggie, I don't think. I never said it to Ron, but this is a song that I used to hate. And now I do a happy dance pretty much anytime it comes on. They make sure it's in the right place. And the weirdest part about me hating this song is, for everybody who knows me, they know how much I normally love 80s music. This was not one of those songs. But the interesting thing is, one of the songs that almost everybody in the network hates, I used to like to use as bumper music, and it's "We Built This City," and everybody's like, "Why are you playing that damn song?" I'm like, "Because I like it." You have no musical taste at all? I'm like, "No, I just have very eclectic musical taste." But Thank you.
No, I love this song, and I loved it even more when when we would tease around about it.
Yeah.
But every time I hear it, I think of Ron. It's immediate.
Yeah, it was just kind of weird for me. I was like, okay, you're trying to tell me you had something to do with all this suddenly breaking loose, aren't you? Because you know, it was one. I was like, okay, just a coincidence that it happens to come on while I'm signing paperwork. No big deal. And then
Mhm.
I went to go. Once I figured out that my Cash App idea wasn't going to work, and I had to go open a big boy bank account again. The day I deposited the check, I'm driving home from depositing the check, and the song comes on again. It's like, are you kidding me?
How neat. I mean, I love it, and it reminds me of Ron every single time that I hear it. It's a good memory. It's a good memory.
I will admit, about if we were doing this show 3 or 4 months ago, I would have probably broken your no crying and podcasting rule that you posted about a second ago, because it does still sometimes make me tear up. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, I know. I've been good. I have not cried yet. Yet. Because I
You
know me.
cried, not so much. Slightly verklempt. I can hear it in your voice. Just
Yes. Yeah, I can't help that. I cannot help that. It's very difficult to hear to for me to hide my verklemtness.
I mean, hello. It's difficult for you to hide pretty much any of your nesses.
This is true. I cannot help it.
Just saying. I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying it's pretty kind of easy to tell what kind of mood you're in.
Yeah, I know. Like when I came into the when I came into the into the room, you were like, "Are you okay?" It's like, "Yeah, I'm fine." I'm just like, I'm sore because of all the work I put in today. But other than that, I was okay. I really, I was good. I did my list on Wednesday when I told you about it because I knew that if I waited until today, I'd be a blubbering mess the whole time.
Yeah.
So
No.
I had to, I had to do it then. Um, but yeah, no, every time I hear Safety Dance, it's Ron. And I will literally say out loud, thinking of you, Ron. And
I do that too.
the first time I said that, my husband was like, "Who's Ron?" And so I told him the story. He was like, "Oh, that's kind of nice. That's sweet."
It's like, who is this wrong guy, and why do I have to kill him? Oh wait, never mind.
Nah.
Yeah. The funny thing is, speaking of me being able to pretty much tell how you feel based on how you sound, the first time I told you that I knew you were blushing, and you said, "How could you possibly?" I was like, "You're purple right now," and you were just like, "Shut up."
I know. I'm I'm very transparent, translucent. I don't know what would you call it? Transparent, translucent? What?
I mean, in your case, it's a little both.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
guess.
mostly transparent, but since the color shows up on your face really well, translucent would work too. Just
Pretty much, yeah. This is true. So anyway. All right. So for my next contestant in the musical genre that we're covering, this one's really this one was really difficult for me. I will say that. Not because I had to experience that, but because I had to help I've had to help several people, and I used that song in order to help them reorient themselves to where they could start helping themselves. And this was a very tragic song. It's a song by Peter Gabriel. He wrote it because one day he was sitting at the breakfast table and his wife was reading the newspaper and everything, and there was an account of a suicide that had happened in the town that we're in, in their same city they live in, because he lost his job and he couldn't find a job and he couldn't support anybody, so he figured he was done and he jumped from the bridge. And she was very distraught. And it made him think that sometimes people do give up, and you have to help them back from that brink. You have to show them that you cannot give up no matter how bad things get. You shouldn't give up. And so he wrote that song. It's a duet with Kate Bush, and the song is called Don't Give Up. And the first time that I heard that song, I loved it. It was, I think it was in the 80s sometime or other. I didn't pay attention to the lyrics at all. It was on MTV. It was the coolest video because it's just Peter Gabriel and Kate Bush in a hug, and they're turning, the camera's on them, and they're like on a little pedestal that turns so that you see all their sides or whatever. But all they do is they hug, and they're singing to each other, but they're like holding each other close. And she's got her head, against his shoulder, and he's got his head against her head, and all that. It's just, and it's really pretty and everything. But I never paid attention to the lyrics, and it wasn't until I was in college, my last year, that the song comes on the radio, and it made me stop because it wasn't a video. So it wasn't distracting me with the video or anything like that. And I heard the lyrics, and it struck me about how this song is actually a cry for us to help others, not just a cry for help on behalf of other people. And at the time, I was actually volunteering at the domestic abuse center, rape crisis center, whatever you want to call it. It was a family advocacy, I think it was what we called it. And we had a young lady who had come in, and there was a history of cutting that she had, and all this stuff. And it made me think of her. And like the following week when I was there, I was talking to one of the counselors, and I said, "Hey, if she comes back, tell her to listen to this song." And, like a month after that, I hear back from the counselor. I walk in, the counselor said, "Hey, she listened to the song." And I said, "And?" She said, "She listened to the song." And I was like, "Oh, wow." That it made me feel good that it had actually helped someone. Fast forward several years, and I'm taking my son to college and everything. And one of his friends is having issues, and he calls me and says, "Mom, I don't know what to do. How do I help him?" And I said, "He's not going to listen to any platitudes from you. You're going to have to think of a different thing to show him." And I said, "Listen to this song and see if it helps you help him." And so he did. And my son told me a few days later that his friend asked my son to go with him to the counselor's office so that he could get help. And um, that was I think, something that actually helped someone else. I cannot describe it. It's a song telling you not to give up. And it's very plain in the way that it tells you not to give up. And sometimes, we are tempted to give up. I mean, why should I bother going? Why should I bother going with this? Why should I bother going on and all that stuff and everything? And the thing for me for that song was it helped me to try and help others to see things from their point of view. Why would they be giving up? And then giving them a chance to find a bridge to cross back because they shouldn't give up. Did I lose you? Oh,
No, no. I don't know where the song's turned this way. I guess it did.
In this proud land we grew up strong. We were wanted all along. I was taught to fight, taught to win. I never thought I could fail. No fight left, or so it seems. I am a man whose dreams have all deserted. I've changed my face, I've changed my name, but no one wants you when you lose.
Don't give up, 'cause you have friends. Don't give up, you're not beaten yet. Don't give up, I know you can make it good.
Though I saw it all around, never thought that I could be a faintant. Thought that we'd be lost.
Okay, so I will say this, and you can call me a bad Gen X now if you want, whatever. But I know this song. I had no idea that was Kate Bush singing with him.
Oh yeah. Oh no, seriously, you should watch the video. It's really pretty because there's a sunset, in the backdrop, and it's just them hugging the whole time. And I mean, it. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. The song always makes me stop and think, and it makes me question whether I'm there enough for others. Because we never know the battles that others are fighting. And I hear the song and I'm like, I need to ask if, everything's okay, if and I've been very lucky because very few times has somebody actually said no, things are not okay, and I've not been able to help. Most of the time if they're not okay, I have been able to help, you know. It's just like I was I was always one of the things that I learned was from Simon Vivek. He actually was talking about how he has a friend, Maria Shriver, believe it or not. But she was going through a tough patch or something. And they met for coffee or something, and she was telling him about it. And he's like, holy crap, why didn't you call me? Why didn't you message me? She says, I did. And he looks at his phone and says, what, this message, like all the other messages, it wasn't different. It wasn't urgent. And so they developed a system whereby, you know, he heard somewhere that people just need 8 minutes to talk about something and they'll start feeling much better. And so the code is, do you have 8 minutes? And I have adopted that. And I have actually sent that to several friends of mine here on X and and live friends as well. If ever you need me, let me know. Ask me if I have 8 minutes and I will make those 8 minutes work for you. Because that's all, sometimes all people need is somebody to listen. We forget that. We think that we're gonna need to do so much effort, so many things, and blah blah blah. No, people just want to be heard. So this song is a good reminder of that.
Yes, yes, it is. And irony of ironies, my next song is also Peter Gabriel.
Is it?
Yes. Actually, that one almost made the list. And when I realized it was on yours, I was like, I could do this one. Because So interesting little backstory. This was again, I think I was probably maybe 11, 12 years old. And by then, my dad had pretty much given up on rock and roll in general. He'd been listening to country for a while. Uh, Folks like the Gaither brothers, or no Gaither, what is it? Was it Gaither boys and Statler brothers? Those kind of folks.
Uh-huh.
But Peter Gabriel was an exception. So and this was, remember, I think I've told you this story before about me and my cousin. She was the news and weather girl, and I was the DJ, and we were sitting there with a boombox, like pretending we were doing our own radio stuff, pretending we were in what you can see on the screen when we're not playing music. Yeah, this was one of the songs that I put in that because my dad absolutely loves the opening of this particular song, and it's Sledgehammer by Peter Gabriel. And because Peter Gabriel was one of the few things that we could listen to together without me wanting to gouge my eyes out, because I was not a fan of country when I was a kid. I like a lot of it now. I was not a fan of it then, like at all. But yeah, so this one, and it's primarily, again, I'm gonna go ahead and crank this up now because my dad's whole reason for really really liking the song, other than the video that had Chevy Chase, was this part right here. And I gotta say, if you've never seen the video, you gotta go find it. Because Peter
That video
Gabriel,
is psychedelic.
Peter Gabriel standing next to Chevy Chase makes you know what a hobbit would look like.
Yeah.
And then there's the one part where Chevy's doing the trombone thing, and he keeps turning and just swiping it right over Gabriel's head because he's so short it wouldn't hit him anyway. My dad, the first time we ever saw that video, my dad was dying. But yeah, my dad was not really a fan of any kind of modern rock. Actually, he kind of tuned out around the time of disco and started listening to country. Still does for the most part, but yeah. This, I mean, you couldn't see it because I wasn't on camera, but this is one of those songs where if it's on, especially if I'm sitting down, like right as the woodwinds start, I'm already starting to chair dance. So this is one of the songs I turn on if I'm just having an absolutely horrible, terrible, bad day, because it reminds me of a pretty good time in my childhood.
That's a cool song. I was wondering, it's like the chickens killed me.
Yeah. I forgot about the chicken.
Yes, the
Now I'm
chickens.
I'm gonna have to go watch the video again.
Oh no, it's a funny video. I mean, it was it was kind of like they took out frames, so it was very choppy. Is that what it was? I mean, it's hard to describe, but there were dancing chicken
I
carcasses.
think that was I think that was intentional, though. I think it was to try to
Yeah.
make the video feel disjointed.
Hmm.
Because Gabriel's kind of weird with his creativity. So
Oh yeah, very. He's a little out there. Although I gotta say, the man can. He's a fantastic musician all around. So
yes, he is.
all right. So my next entry into this songs that heal thingy. I don't know what to call it. Um, but this
You're
one is
listening to Aggie's Catharsis playlist on KLR Radio.
this one was actually the song came out back in 79, 80 or something like that. It's Christopher Cross's Sailing, which I'm pretty sure everybody listening knows this song and everything. But the reason that I find it to be cathartic has to do with a really good friend of mine. He and I graduated together from high school. As a matter of fact, his brother and I dated. His older brother and I dated, and we're still good friends to this day.
This isn't Steve, is it?
No,
Okay.
no,
I'm
no,
gonna say
no.
fuck Steve.
Uh, no, it was not Steve. um, but he, um, it was funny. One day he was in band. He and his brother were in band. I was in orchestra, but we were doing symphony orchestra, which combined the two for a contest. And so we went we were in the band hall and everything, and he's there, and he's got his boombox and everything, and got his cassettes and whatever. So there's he puts in one, and it's Christopher Cross Sailing, and that's the song that came that he started playing. And I said, I love this song. I need to save up to buy the album, you know. And he's like, "Really? This album came out years ago. I'm surprised you don't have it." I was like, "Well, I I most of the money that I make as a babysitter, I was saving up for college, so I didn't have a lot of spending money. Um, and I was not going to ask my parents for money so I could go to Hastings or Sam Goody or Musicland to buy album when my parents thought that rock and roll was like stupid. So, I told him, yeah, I most of my money is tied up for college anyway, so I can't really, but I'll start saving up, you know, what I don't use for um lunch money. I'll just set it aside so I can buy it buy it. So 3 days later, he we had like 5 classes together, and 3 days later we're in class, and he says, "Hey, I got something for you." He actually made a copy of his album because he had the album. The cassette was a copy that he had made for school use, but he had the album at home, and so he made another copy for me. I still have it. I still have it, and I pull it out every so often to listen to the whole thing. He passed away, believe it or not, election night in 2016, and from cancer. And when I got the call from his brother, he called me, he called my sister, because we were all good friends. They were good friends of the family. We knew his parents. His parents were good friends with my parents and everything. So when that happened, he called, and I was like, I can't believe this. And he's like, why? It's like, I was listening to his cassette today. And his brother says, "Oh my gosh, you still have that thing? Like you haven't upgraded to a CD or something?" I was, no, I refused to give it up. It was it was a gift given for no other reason than to share his love of that particular album. And I treasure it to this day. And every time that I'm feeling low or whatever, I'll pull it out and I'll play it. I got a little boombox or something at an estate sale, so it's perfect for it. And I do. I drag out all my cassette tapes and I'll play them and everything. And every so often I will send a message to his brother. It's like, "Hey, guess what I'm listening to?" He's like, "You have got to be kidding." He always thought it was hilarious that his brother gave his girlfriend a cassette tape. So, but it has helped me deal with loss. It's such a soothing song. The whole thing is just completely soothing and everything. But when I remember why he gifted it to me, it elevates the whole thing. And it makes me happy just knowing that.
Hang on, let me cue it up. I'm busy typing in the chat. I miss having to change over to see what's going on because normally I can just respond to people in chat even if I can't type to them. But now I have to go to a different tab because X broke something again. Bastard.
Hmm. Yeah, they do that a lot.
Yeah, they say they're fixing it, and then in reality they're just breaking it. But yeah, here we go. I thought I had it queued up already. I guess it went away. Here we go.
Well, it's not far to paradise. At least it's not for me. And if the wind is right, you can sail away and find tranquility. Oh, the canvas can do miracles. Just you wait and see. Believe me. It's not far to Never, Never Land. Reason to pretend. And if the wind is right, you can find the joy of innocence again. Oh, the canvas can do miracles. Just you wait and see.
Oh, sorry, I might have been chair swaying a little bit there. Can't really call this song something you can chair dance to, but you can chair sway. I may or may not have been doing that. I should have turned it down about 30 seconds ago. Anyway, but yeah. For those of you who don't know, he's also very well known for the theme song to the movie Arthur,
Yes.
which
By the way, fun fact, Bette Midler was so pissed off about that song that when she was presenting for Best Song at the Academy Awards, she was making fun of how many writers had to write this one song because her song was not up for an Academy Award.
well, I mean, I don't say this lightly, but if you wanted to know where the or the term got coined for bitter bitch face, just look at Bette Midler.
Yeah, pretty much.
Which, for those of you who don't know, that is a play on an old beer commercial. And I almost never cussed when I was a kid, but one of my stepdad's friends pissed me off one day. And I said, "Oh, look, bitter bitch face." And everybody in that living room just started dying.
Oh, awesome. I gotta remember that.
My mom was not very happy with me, and I got a talking to afterwards, but she laughed in the moment, so I took the win. I took the win. Just saying.
Do you have another one or no?
Yeah, I got at least two more, maybe. Hang on. Working on getting it queued up.
Well, yeah, we're at the 10-minute mark. So
Oh, I know. I figured this would probably be my last one officially. I had another one, but this one I kind of had to work in because reasons, and you'll know why in a minute. I'm not telling anybody what this one is till it starts playing, though, because reasons. So here we go.
because reasons.
Yeah, reasons. I has reasons.
You have reasons.
And I played that one specifically for that reason right there, because I knew you would laugh about it. But anyway, so I was cleaning my room last night, and I had because in the TV in my room blew up, probably because I'd had it on pretty much constantly for the last 5 years. So it quit. So I found an Amazon Fire Stick TV on sale that was a little bit bigger for like $70. So I just went ahead and bought it. So I have Amazon Prime on in my room now. So I had Amazon Prime playing 80s music last night while I was cleaning my room. This comes on and something clicked in my head, and suddenly I decided to live up to the rowdy part of my moniker. So I posted a joke. I guess I wasn't the only one who ever thought of this joke though, because somebody tagged me in a picture of somebody wearing a T-shirt that says, "Yeah, but where on Eileen?" So yeah, for those of you who may have missed it, my ex joke last night was, who was Eileen?
Pretty rowdy.
Exactly right. So yeah, you can figure out the rest from the lyrics. But yeah, so yeah, when I saw that T-shirt, I was like, dude, I actually kind of want that T-shirt now. I gotta find it. Probably in the vintage shop.
Lord.
Dude, I want to wear it to my dad's house because he will flip because he's always kind of been the more. I mean, if you guys think I'm bad, you got to meet my dad because I am subdued compared to him. So if I walk in with that shirt on, he's gonna lose it.
It was pretty funny.
But anyway, so yeah,
Okay.
I guess that will probably have to be the last one for the night because I didn't realize we were already coming up to the end of our time together. This went quick
Yeah,
tonight.
yeah, it did. It was cathartic. I will say that. I had some bad news today, and yeah, I pulled up this playlist again just to just to help me, reorient myself. So it helped. It helped. Anyway, so I guess where can we find you?
Well, Juxtaposition's kind of on the bubble because I'm still working on a couple things, and one of the new products I'm supposed to start talking about once I get to test it out was actually delayed in shipping because the base hasn't gotten here yet. So it's supposed to be delivered and set up sometime around between 4 and 8 tomorrow.
So you're saying it's
And-
all about that bass.
Well, yeah, pretty much. I should have made that one of my songs. Yeah, no. Yeah, so I actually am a product tester for a group now that does a bunch of different things. One of the first things I got to sign up for was as a product tester for a Nectar bed. So I basically got it for the price of shipping, and then I paid the extra $150 to have them come put it up for me because I'm lazy. So I will be hopefully because it was supposed to be set up on Wednesday, and then I got the notification that the base hadn't arrived yet. But they did. They contacted me the very next day, and they're like, "We can have it out to you by Saturday." I'm like, "Okay, cool." Which I guess it's funny because this is another one of those things where I'm glad it happened when it did because when we were cleaning up my room, getting ready for the new bed to be delivered,
Mhm.
two things. One, remember those keys I was looking for?
Yeah, you told me
They
about
were-
that.
They were halfway between the mattress and the box spring. They were in the between the mattress and the box springs, about 3/4 of the way towards the bottom, but dead center. I think there's a little lady ghost in my house that doesn't like me. I'm still
You're
standing on
gonna
that.
have to start saying nice things and doing nice things for her. I'm just saying.
Apparently, I need to
Just
burn some
saying.
sage or I need to burn some sage or something. Geez. But yeah, so when we were cleaning up the room to get ready for the new bed, so that way they can just come in, set it up, and leave, I realized that my old bed was breaking. So I'm like, I guess it's a good thing I'm getting a new bed because I probably would have wound up in the floor in another couple days. So yeah, I've had to pull out. I've had to remove the frame altogether because somehow it got bent. I think it was from when grandkids were jumping on my bed. I didn't know because it was bent pretty bad. But yeah, so for right now, I'm sleeping like a college kid. You remember back in the day when you moved out, you couldn't afford a bed frame, so you just threw the mattress and the box springs on the floor? Yeah, that's me.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
me. That was a lot easier when I was in my 20s. I'm just saying. Anyway, so Juxtaposition is a maybe because in between all of that, Amish also has been working extra shifts lately at the Amish Emporium and the whole that thing that he does. So we're gonna have to play that one by ear. Hopefully we can get it done tomorrow night. If not, we'll figure it out. But other than that, you can just find me on X at RadioRick73. You can find me as an occasional contributor in places like twitchy.com, misfitspolitics.com, loftusparty.com. Anything else, check our schedule. And I also do produce the Loftus Party podcast, which drops on Tuesday. How about you, Aggie? Where can folks find you?
You can find me at Aggie the Barkeep over on X, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Tuesday nights through the Cocktail Lounge with the ever suave Brad Slager. 8:30 p.m. Eastern Friday nights doing He Said, She Said with the awesome you. I'm guessing the last Wednesday of every month at 8 p.m. The guys get together for Toxic Masculinity now, and I bring the drink of the evening. And Jeff and I do Spirited Books at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on the first Monday of every month. Thanks for joining us, everyone, and we hope you have a great evening.
Enjoy the rest of your night, folks.
And stay tuned for the Curse of Stephanorus.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the Curse of Snuffleupagus. Make sure you stay tuned for that. Just kidding. It's the Curse of Stephanorus. I guess I should start behaving because they're considering maybe letting me join in since EP's going to college. So I guess I should stop teaching.
Yeah.